Hey, City of Barberton, this is Mayor William Judge here for this week's question and answer session. First, I hope that you and your family and loved ones are doing well after last night's storm. We really got beat up this last week with the storm and the rainfall on Wednesday and then last night's storm. The tornado sirens were activated last night. We're working with Summit County Emergency Management and others to assess the situation and the damage. Our crews have been out all morning and continue to be out cleaning up some of the damage in the parks and city streets and things of that nature. All Ohio Edison is also out as well. But if you have any questions, please contact my office at 330-848-6719. All right, first question. What happened to the local newspaper that was supposed to start in August? So I am happy to announce that the Barberton Gazette is available. Some copies were dropped off to my office yesterday. These are free copies that were dropped off yesterday. So we have a number of them in the foyer of the city building. Feel free to stop in and grab one. Also, there are yard signs throughout the town in several locations where drugstores and different shops where the Barberton Gazette can be picked up. Within the Barberton Gazette newspaper is information on how to subscribe to receive the paper. So pick up your copy. Great reporting, a lot of great things going on in the community. So get your copy today. Next, can homeowners plant anything in the devil strips or the tree lawn? The property owners maintain that property, but it actually belongs to and is made for city utilities or other utilities. So typically you're not supposed to plant anything in those tree lawns or devil strips. Typically it's 3 or 4 feet or larger of just grass. We have had people plant flowers in the devil strip tree lawn area. As long as they don't get too high, those are acceptable, but putting rocks or other things in the tree lawn is unacceptable. We want to make sure that people are safe when they're driving and backing out and pulling into their driveways, and that there's assured clearance and there's also line of sight. So if there's a questionable devil strip or growth or something in the tree lawn, please contact my office and we can come out and take a look at it and see if it adheres to the rules or not. So thank you for that question. Next question, who's responsible for getting rid of the weeds in the street where the curbs and the street match? So it's actually the property owner is responsible for the weeds along the sidewalk and along the curb area. You know, it's all for all of us to come out and take care of our properties. Weeds that are in the street and the curb area, you know, that's something that is, you know, the homeowner should help out, but the city should be spraying those as well. This is something that when you blow your grass into the street after you've cut your yard, that's where a lot of this starts with the weeds growing in the street. It's illegal to blow your grass in the street, and it's very dangerous for people on bicycles, people on motorcycles, and it also flushes down into our storm sewers. And just like hair clogs up your drain in your house, the grass will come together and clog up our sewer drains. Grass is the number one thing that we pull out of the storm sewers from clogs. So blowing your grass in the street is not allowed, and as I mentioned, that's what starts the growth of the weeds in the street. So those should be sprayed or cut. At the corner of 30th Street and Worcester Road West, there's a dead-end sign with branches covering it. Also vehicles parking almost to the stop sign, so it's hard. That line of sight is hard to get in and out of 30th Street. So that's already been reported to the proper department here, the building department and the police department. So that'll be taken care of. Those tree limbs will be trimmed back, and we will handle the parking issue as well. Next question was concerning Lake Anna. Some visitors to the lake noticed that at the base of the cannon that was recently put back at Lake Anna, some of the gravel has washed out there on the hill, and we're aware of that. We're working internally and working with the Barberton VFW to correct that situation. So that should be corrected and taken care of here very soon. Next question. There are black poles with solar panels throughout the city with some type of camera or sensor at the top. So these are flock cameras. These are cameras that were purchased by the city, very common in many communities. including the city of Akron. So they will take pictures of the vehicle, not necessarily the driver, but the license plate. Therefore, we can, if a crime happens or there's an issue, we can go back on those flock cameras and see what direction a vehicle was traveling. So this has been very helpful in many cases. So whether someone is a little disoriented and gets lost and drives away, be on the lookout for an elderly resident or parent who may be a little disoriented. It has helped with car thefts, people stealing a car and driving through the community or driving out or into the community, and other situations. So it's been very, very helpful, but that's what those cameras are. Also with that question is the orange beacon type devices on top of telephone poles. I'm looking into that because I want to make sure I get you the most accurate information on that, so I will be back in touch with you on those. Next question, is there funding for residents who hit potholes? So if you hit a pothole and you feel that pothole has damaged your vehicle, please contact the law department here at the City of Barberton. You also need to make a police report, and then that'll go through the city's insurance. A lot of a lot of streets are being resurfaced right now, so that's why we have the signage up and the cones up. It's extremely important that you be very cautious in these areas, these construction zones. Drive lower than the speed limit, but if you feel that your car has been damaged, please contact the police department for a report and the law department to fill out any insurance paperwork. Are you allowed to park on a sidewalk in front of your apartment where people are there to walk? So I'm not exactly sure what street this is, so I'd like to know a little bit more. But typically, we allow people to park on the sidewalk or in their front yard if it's street sweeping night and they don't have a driveway. But that car has to be moved off of the sidewalk or the front yard by 7 a.m. If people are just parking on the sidewalk, blocking the pathway for people to use the sidewalk, and it's not a street sweeping situation, yes, that's illegal and not allowed. I would please call the police department, and they can take care of that and handle that situation. Again, let me know where the exact location is, and we can look into that a little further. Next question is concerning the roads that are being resurfaced. So we have a lot of programs going on right now, a lot of streets that are being resurfaced. So whether that's a program or a street being resurfaced by the Ohio Department of Transportation, who's running some of the programs, or internally we're running some of the programs, the basic sequence of events is they grind down the street, they replace the ADA ramps, which is a federal law, they do some curb work possibly. After they grind the street down, there could be soft spots that we have to go in and repair to make sure that when they put the final coat of asphalt on the street, that it doesn't sink or fail. So it's very important while the road has been grounded down that any soft spots are taken care of and addressed very quickly. With the weather that's been out there, it's been very difficult to make those repairs, but they want to make those repairs, make sure that it takes and it settles. They come in and they make any other adjustments or repairs. They put the base coat down, and then they may have to make some adjustments to that, and then they put the top coat on of asphalt. Even though the top coat has been laid down, they're still not done. The project's not completed. There's still a lot of other work and checks and balances that go through. So it's not as quick as a process as everyone would like, but we do the process in this way to make sure that we get the best product at the end of the day. So it may take a few more weeks. The construction companies are very, very busy. There's things like weather, equipment failures, availability of product. They may find a storm line or sewer line that needs repaired after they've grinded the street down. So there's also some variables that we work in. I just ask you to be patient, drive carefully and safely, and we will get through this, and we will have over 25 brand new roads here in the city of Barberton in the next month or so. So a lot of infrastructure work being done. Great question. Again, just ask for your patience and ask you to be careful as you're driving throughout the city. Other than that, keep sending in your questions. We'll keep doing the question and answer session. I hope to see everyone at Magic Mayhem later this afternoon and supporting the Barberton City Schools, the Barberton football team as they take on their first opponent here, Stowe, at the first home game, the cheerleaders, the flag quartet, the band, and everyone else that's participating. It's a great feeling. We're back here at the start of school, supporting our students, supporting our schools, our athletes, and everyone else. So I will see you there. Take care and have a great weekend.